there, it's Mike Munzing. Figure have a little fun. It's on to the weekend. I hope you're going to have a great weekend and I hope you enjoy the video. Take care. Hey there. My name is Mike Munzing with Munzing Mortgage Group here. I hope you like that intro. That's just another reason why Orange County is such a fantastic place to live. It's great to sell homes here to your clients. It's just, last week has been beautiful. Well, hey, I want to jump into a couple of things. First of all, though, I've been a lender here in Orange County for about 20 years. I've worked with a lot of you. I make these videos each week to bring you the latest on what's going on in real estate, what's going on in the mortgage industry, and how they relate and how they come together. What's coming down out of Washington, what we need to watch for, and what's going to affect you, what's going to affect your buyers and your sellers. Let's jump in real quick to the rates for the week. Go to my website right here at www.mikemunzing.com. I've had that site up for years. I'm always adding good things to it. But for your open houses this week, the rate sheet is on there. It's over on the left side of the website there, and you can print this off. Now, this is effective to take to your open houses so you can show where the rates are for the week. The good news is for this week, the rates pretty much held level. They've dropped over the last few weeks, and now they're pretty much holding level, which is fantastic. Hey, did you have a chance to see my video from last week? I did a special FHA video covering a lot of the highlights, the strengths, the benefits of FHA, and how it can work for you and work for your buyers. On that, I've redesigned a brand new flyer that you should really take advantage of, also for your open houses. You can send it to your clients, you can send it to a lot of folks. Let me slide over here. Up on the screen, you can see a sample of what this flyer looks like. It's got the top, it's got your information, it's got the details of the property, and then down below the benefits of FHA. This is a fantastic flyer to take with you. A lot of the agents throughout the week, through this week, who have seen the flyer, loved it. I had to tweak a little bit. One of the agents called today, one of the realtors called. I had a little calculating problem. I fixed it all up. It's ready to go. What you need to do is this. Over here, right here on my website. You bring up my website once again, MikeMunzing.com. Right here is the button to push to bring up the form. It's an Excel spreadsheet, but it comes up, and here it is right here. As you can see, you fill in your information up here on the top section. You fill it in for the property, for yourself, then for the property, and all the details, and it calculates all the way down to the flyer I showed you before, and you just hit print. You've got it. Take it to your open house. If you've got a listing, I want to leave these there. As long as the loan is less than $729,000, $750,000, the calculations work. It's a fantastic flyer to use for your buyers. It's good to show your sellers as well so they can see how that works out. But it's a good tool to use for your listings, for your open houses, and let's go get those buyers. As I mentioned earlier, my job, I see it. I study the numbers. I look at the reports. If you see my foreclosure reports, you'll know that I dig hard into the reports, the numbers, what's coming down the pipe. I don't believe what's coming down in the media. They keep talking about things, and I'm not going to believe the media on face value because I'm looking at the numbers. I see what the numbers are for California. I see what they are for Orange County. But one report that I got from a good friend, Mark Hansen, up from Northern California, was an interesting analysis, and it's not all positive, but at least it gives us some insight as to what's going on. He made a point that many people for the bubble years were using the equity in their home almost like a second job. They were pulling out $10,000, $20,000 a year out of their equity, either in equity lines or refinances and such, and they were obviously living a little more high in the hog. And that posed a lot of problems. See, what has happened, and we're wondering what's wrong with our buyers, why have credit scores dropped just a bit? A lot of the folks that are still in their homes, they're in their homes currently, and they've had HELOCs. A lot of you have heard over the last couple of years, those home equity lines of credit have been cut drastically. In some cases, to or below what is currently owed on them. But what most people don't realize is that in turn affects the FICO scores of those homeowners. So across the nation, as the lenders drop those HELOCs, credit scores across the nation dropped as well. Okay, here is a chart that I want to bring to you from that report. Very interesting, very telling. I'm looking at it here. So basically what this report does is up here to your left is starts at November of 2007. Now, November 2007 was after basically things had already hit the fan a little bit, but things hadn't totally changed yet. But let's take a look. This is a chart. It looks at two things, kind of going up and over my head here. It compares the loan to value from, this is Freddie Mac chart. This is the loan to value starting in where it was in November of 2007. And it also looks at where the average FICO score. So the average loan to value versus the average FICO score of loans made by Freddie Mac. So if you look at your left, November of 2007, this started an average of 75% loan to value of all the loans done in that time period by Freddie Mac, going across here all the way to June of 2009. But in November of 2007, it was 75% with the average FICO score, over here to your left, of 720. Now, as we move across, they crisscross just over me here and on over here to June of 2009. Up in the corner here, you can see now the FICO score, average FICO score as of about a month ago, was 765. Down from 720 all the way to 765 on the required FICO score. And the average loan amount went from a 75% loan to value all the way down to now about a 65% loan to value over on this side. What I really want to make a point of, and a lot of us know this, that back here in the earlier years, not only was that average loan amount 75%, but we were also doing piggybacks on top of that. The industry was. So if the average, let's say the loan amount was 80%, which a lot of them were, there was still another loan on top of that. So things were obviously crazy during the '07 bubble years. Moving over into the current scenario, which is completely different. Just a very interesting chart that I found this week on this report. Okay, back to one more report that came out. Case-Shiller on Monday came out with some interesting numbers about us hitting a false bottom. I know a lot of people in the news, once again, are talking about we've hit the bottom. Price of homes is starting to go up again. I don't think so. And a lot of you don't think so. I've talked to you out on the streets. What's happened over the summer months is this year, more than last year, the mid to higher end homes were the ones that were tending to sell. Higher price homes this year versus last tends to bring that median price up a bit. And the summer months were hot months. Who was buying these homes? Who was selling these homes? The folks who are moving families. Larger homes tended to sell in these summer months. And what this report looked at also in a little more detail, who were the sellers who were selling? Were they the folks that bought back in the bubble years of '04, '05, '06? No, they weren't. A lot of the sellers were the folks that still had equity. They bought back in, let's say they bought in '99 for, $450, and their house may have spiked up to about $1.5 million, and even though it dropped, it still dropped to about $700,000. They figure, hey, we owe $450 or less. It's worth $700. Let's take that money and go take advantage of the market somewhere else where it's even lower. And that is what a lot of these sales have been. Existing homeowners who still had equity. We're starting to see some equity sellers out there versus a number of months ago, because the banks are hanging on to their properties. The foreclosure numbers, the foreclosure properties, and some of the short sales are still lower, which are the smaller properties. So once again, that median sales price looks higher because of the types of properties that are selling. Now, the good news for you and the good news for your buyers are that we're going to start seeing more of those first-time home buyers coming in. That's the market still, and they're taking advantage of that FHA financing. We talked about it before. I'm an approved FHA lender. I know what I'm doing, and I'm here for you guys. Call me with those FHAs. We can get them approved lickety-split, get them approved in a very short amount of time. Once again, we're heading into the weekend. Weather should be great, a little warm, but it should be beautiful down here in Southern California. I'll be working. Call me. My number once again is 949-689-5626. Mike Munzing, Munzing Mortgage Group, 20 years experience. I'm here for you. I'm here for your clients. And let's have a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon. Give me a call. Bye-bye.